Like many of you, we've battled depression during life's ups and downs.
Music has always been the one thing that we could rely on to get us through the tough times that we all face.
Follow us on our journey as we discuss the healing power of music,
Interview bands,
break down genres,
review band biographies,
and more.
This is the When Words Fail
Music Speaks podcast
with Blake Mosley
and James Cox. Hey everybody, welcome to When Words Fail Music Speaks. I'm your handicapped host, James Cox. And I got a very important guest. Well, I think he's important because he's from Badass Band, y'all. Y'all need to check him out. It's his band that he's in is like called VENUES. And I did an interview with Robin and Lela, and they were awesome to me. So, but first, let me tell you about him, y'all. Born and raised in a rather small town of Stuttgart, southern Germany. Music was always part of his life. His big brother would play drums all day long, and his parents, although no musicians in the sense, were no strangers to playing instruments and singing either. As a kid, Valentin was really into hip hop and breakdancing, but all of that changed when he first heard, I think, one of the best bands ever, Slipknot. Before I forget, is the song that he heard. He basically quit dancing right away and bought a guitar. Around a year after that, his brother invited him to his rehearsal room for a jam with a few other people, which they would become his first band ever. From there, Valentin would play in a lot of bands over time, sometimes bass, sometimes guitar. He says he just wanted to play as much as possible. He first met the band VENUES, in which he plays for now, uh, breaking down a venue at the time at a show where he played together in 2013. Tony, the original guitar player, him and Valentin became really good friends right away. He grew really close to the VENUES for time because of his friendship with Tony and helped him with everything that he could. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Valentin from VENUES. What's going on, man?
Hi, thanks for the nice introduction.
Yeah, well, thank you for sending it to me because to be honest, I couldn't find any information on you on the internet. I'm like, I wonder if he could send me a bio, to help me out, coming up with questions, So
Yeah,
thank you.
no, thank you. I'm really grateful to be on here because this is like all new stuff for me. I never gave like interviews because with my other projects, I played guitar or bass and I never branched out really above like the local level, like truly above the local level. So I'm really nervous and I'm like all shaky and stuff with everything because it's just a lot of first times for me in the last few months.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just how it is. But I hope I'm getting used to it.
Yeah. Well, hell, man, I'm probably more nervous than you are right now, so it's all right. It's all good. I noticed from your Instagram you have a lot of tattoos, right? So how many tattoos do you have?
Oh, I don't know. I kind of don't want to count. I just kind of I don't know. I just wanted to develop over time and like at the end this is like one image, I hope.
Yeah, well, I want a tattoo, but my mom says, nope, can't get one until I pass away. I'm like, oh, come on, dude, you got.
The parents are a little bit of a hindrance, I would say. My mother always said she thinks they're looking good, but she wish it was on another child.
Oh no, dude. Okay, okay, cool. So as we mentioned in the introduction, your brother was really the first musician in the band growing up, correct?
He like played drums forever, so longer than I'm on the earth.
Right.
So I'm always been like exposed to metal and stuff. His favorite band always was Limp Bizkit, so it was like pretty groovy stuff right from the get go. So yeah, But as I said, the hip hop element of it was more catchy to me at the time as a kid. So I got a little more into the rap and hip hop and breakdancing stuff as a little kid, I must say. Yeah, when I was 12 years old, I heard Slipknot for the first time, and not Slipknot for the first time, but Before I Forget, that's the song. And that's like totally turned me over. The music video, especially, not just the song, but was like so mysterious to me because they always had the masks, and in the Before I Forget video, they showed like just the eyes, but they don't had the masks on and stuff. They were like in the rehearsal room, and you just see like the hands and so on. And I was so intrigued by that. I don't know, um, especially because it was so accessible. Just because of my brother, like a rehearsal room was right around the corner, and I just wanted to do that so badly right away. So I never stopped it.
Yeah, because well, going back on your brother with his favorite band being Limp Bizkit, I think they're coming back. You know, because I've seen more and more
Yeah,
videos, and
with his grandpa outfit, he had like a big breakthrough.
yeah, because I think they just premiered their new song called "Dad Vibes" on one of their concerts.
Yeah.
I guess for the just promoting it, looking like the dad now. You know, with
Yeah.
yeah, so I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, but Slipknot was a monster group, still is to this day. And
Sure.
I wanted to ask you about you know, the passing of George Jordan's thing because I think that hit home for everybody, and
Mm,
he was a real trendsetter, you know. But
mm,
the most favorite thing that I've seen him in is he played in Corn for like a few gigs, and Korn
yeah.
didn't keep up with him. He says he's too, you know, he's too fast for us, you know. And I thought that was the greatest thing. That was the greatest
Yeah.
compliment that anybody can give him, you know. Um,
Sure. He got like famous for it, like playing the over the top stuff and chaotic stuff for like overdoing it kind of, but in like such a cool way that it just became his thing.
right. Um, so when you, so were your parents always music lovers, or like did they play some instruments here and there and not, you know, all the time like your brother?
As a like a really little child, I had like a few piano lessons, um, but I really didn't. I wasn't into that at all. It was like way too clean and stuff, you know. I don't know. I really respect the teacher, and whenever I have, my family has a really good contact to him still. Um, so I speak for him to him from time to time, and now I'm totally into what he would teach me because I have a better understanding. But as a kid, I couldn't cope with the notes and reading, and it was more reading than playing music, and I just wanted to play around, I guess, and not like being too more in school.
So when you were in hip hop, what were your go-to artists like? Because I know for me, MC Hammer and Vanilla Ice was, you know, my taste in music way back when. And I don't know if you heard of the Fat Boys, but they were a really big group that I was into.
Mm,
they sung like Wipeout, you know, and
no,
that's
I didn't heard that one. But my favorites definitely were Eminem and more like obscure like remixy stuff. Not like actual songs, but like mixtapes we would dance to in the lessons. I really dug this like the DJ so and so edition of that and that song. Like you know what I mean? Not really the song itself being the artistry, but the scratching around it, which the individual DJs would do, um, like the more improvisational stuff.
right. Awesome. Okay, so as we mentioned before, your first when you heard metal for the first time, you was like, "That's it, I'm going straight to metal," right? So you went out and bought,
Yeah, pretty much.
right? Yeah, yeah. So you went out and bought your first guitar. Do you still have the guitar, and what making model was it?
I actually shattered it into
Oh
millions of pieces.
no! You did the glue?
um, that's like a kind of sad but turned into funny story. Because I wanted to keep it really bad, but I had like a buddy of my big brother do a paint job on it, and he totally misunderstood what I wanted. I wanted like a little just a little piece of artwork on the headstock,
Right.
and he put like a super fat piece of artwork right above on top of the body, and I was so fucked up by it that I just assembled it like super roughly, and then started the camera and shattered it to pieces for a little movie clip with my old band. And that's kind of the sad story turned funny.
Yeah. So
So at least we had a funny clip,
there
and
you go.
we used it in one music video.
Well, I find it fantastic about y'all's videos because they all have a like a little story to tell throughout the whole video,
Hmm.
and it surrounds itself through like zombies, you know.
Hmm.
And I think that's so awesome, you know. So mentioning that, are you a fan of zombie movies, or were you just like, okay, I'll do this with y'all?
Um, n- Not in particularly like a super zombie fan, and I must say, totally to be honest, we didn't have to do anything with the videos.
Okay,
It was like, yeah, we have a videographer that worked with venues for like long before I was in the band, and he did every video for venues since the existence of the band. So we totally trust him with everything he does, because like every video turned out above the expectations. So um, with every idea he came up with, we're like, all right, just do it. We sure it will be awesome.
right, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm a big. I mean, I wouldn't consider me a big zombie fan, but I do like zombie movies. But I just think it's pointless to have, uh, um, what's that show, Walking Dead for like 10 years. You know, and that's overboard.
Hmm.
You know, uh,
Yeah, it turned boring after like
right?
season
Yeah,
two or so.
cause I stopped watching it after season 4. I'm like, come on, dude.
Mm.
You know, can't live all that.
I just watched a couple of episodes here and there, totally random, because so many people said it's awesome and you should have watched it, and I was like, it's
No,
mm, never came, never reached me.
right? Yeah. So you said your brother's band was the first band that you were in, correct?
Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what
Mm.
was that like? Were they like into like heavy like Slipknot metal or like
Um,
what like what kind of?
it was at the very first. It was like a couple of cover songs we were just able to play, because at this point I was just playing for a year, so a few of power chords and just
Right,
little melody runs. That's like the top of the game at this point. Um, but through that you became better really quick, because I think because I just started playing with other people so early.
right.
Um, yeah, but at the first they were cover songs, but after like I would say half a year, we started throwing together like own arrangements.
Nice, nice. Hell
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So from your first band to your recent band venues, do you remember how many bands you were in?
Uh-uh. No. No. I went through phases where I had like 3 bands at the time, so I really don't know. I don't even remember all the names. So
Right. Well, that's fine. That's fine because I mean, when you're in that many bands, it's hard to keep track. You know.
especially through your teens, where everything's like that quick. There was like a band for a week. We're like super hyped, and the next week it was like, I guess it won't work.
Yeah, which is fine.
Yeah, you
So
gotta test stuff out. It's
right,
just how it is.
exactly. So in each of these bands that you played for, if you can remember, were each of these bands like one subgenre of metal or the same constant? Like did you have like a speed metal band and then you go to thrash metal? I mean, like what was the
um, at the early years, it was definitely pretty heavy stuff. Like, but I had like there were like branches out into other genres, more into rock related stuff from the get-go. Because of my brother, he never wanted to be like the heaviest guy on earth, so he always said there has to be at least a bit of singing, all the just screaming stuff, he was like not into that. So from the get-go there was always melody and not, I don't know, but for the most part, like most bands were subgenres of metal, I would say. Mm, but like the most of the years, also with the bands where it got more serious, there were like not metal at all. I had, for the longest time, I was in a pop punk band that went pretty nice for the local scene, I guess. And another German language band, which more emo kind of stuff.
right? Yeah, 'cause well, I have no problem with pop punk metal now because Machine Gun Kelly and Travis Barker are
Mm,
killing it right now, man.
yeah, they're turning it popular again.
Right, yeah. Machine Gun Kelly's most recent album, I forget what it's called. Ticket to My Downfall. That sounds just like Blink 182. It's so great, you know.
hmm I think it's awesome that so many of the hip hop guys are like at least expressing their metal roots.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to venues. Your current band, which is great. I remember when I told you that I was gonna order the vinyl record.
Hmm
I gotta wait for a few more days to get paid, and then I'll definitely order it.
Oh,
um,
thank you so much. That's awesome.
yeah, yeah. I love anything physical copy now. Because for a while,
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, because it's taking up all my room space. And I did the digital aspect for like years now, but
hmm
I came back to vinyl because there's something about vinyl that I really really like. And I have like 100 and 200 vinyl records now, which is, I mean, it's costly, but it's what I love. So,
Yeah.
um, so when you were when you saw venues, what was your first thought? Like, okay, I gotta see. I mean, I gotta be friends with them, or like what was the first thing that popped in your head when you
When
saw
I
it?
first when I first met them,
Yes.
or and just because they were like cool guys, and we just came just especially with Tony, we just started hanging around like right from the get-go. We had a few beers at the show where we first met, and I think we met for in a club the night before, where we were all like super hyped and like dancing all night. And then I saw them across the room because I checked out the bands we would play together with at this little show.
Right.
Um, so we met the day before, actually. Now that I think about it, so yeah, it was like just I knew that there were cool guys right just before the show started even. So and then we are always also we're practicing. Sorry, with my English, I just got to think about a few words from time to time. We were practicing in the same spot, so there were just a few rooms across. So it was like destined to be, I think.
Right, right. Okay. So we Tony, which is their original guitar player, you and him became good friends.
Mhm.
What was it? What was it about him that made it that made you and him connect so well? You think?
I think because I'm a bit more introverted than extroverted, I would say, and he's like super extroverted. He's
Oh,
like round, and I think that balanced out. Especially at the time, I kind of needed um, um, a bit of a key to unlock. Like to get a bit loose. I was even more nervous than now. I think you can say it like that.
right. Um, so when did you find out that they needed like another guitarist? Like did you find it like through word of mouth or like how did you find?
No, Tony called me before he told the other bandmates. So he was like, I don't know, I think I can do this anymore. He had so many years in the band, and it just didn't felt the same with another singer for him. It's just personal stuff, nothing against any of the members that are in the band now, but just for him, it just wasn't the same anymore, and he wasn't used to it. And yeah, I think at least that's what I understood from um, fuck the call we had.
Yeah.
Um, that he was just not on board with it anymore, like the
Nice.
same it was at the beginning. Um, and he wanted me to take his place because he always said, "You're my best friends," and rah, and he just didn't want to leave like a random guy in his place.
Yeah.
So um, I kind of was pressured into it a bit, but I was super on board because at the time, to be honest, I was a little depressed because all the bands I was playing in were like just broken down, and I really didn't know what to do anymore. And the call came at the exact right time, so it was like a total hype for me, and I started writing a song just for venues right away as like my proposal. So please take me, um, and
Yeah,
it worked. So the song is on the album now.
nice. So when Tony told them that he found you, uh
Mhm.
did you like were you auditioned or was he like, dude, this is the guy, you need to get him down, or
um,
you
it
did
was
you do like an
pretty.
audition?
Not really an audition. It was pretty. They all knew me, except for Lela. She was pretty new too.
Right.
We had met once at another gig, but we had like a really brief conversation. You can't say that we knew each other at the moment. Um, um, where was I? Um, what was the question again? I lost my. Um,
About all about auditioning for the band?
oh no, there was no audition. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
They all knew me, and they all knew basically that I could do the stuff. So
Right.
they trusted me, and we had like one rehearsal only with Kira, Dennis, the drummer,
Yeah.
and me, just we two together. Um, and he said, "Yeah, you can do this. No problem." And
Nice.
then we went on tour.
Right.
Just this one rehearsal, and this was like my audition, you would say. This
Yeah.
was like a super short tour. It went for 3 days over one weekend, so it was like a super short run.
Right.
And was like, if he can do this, he's the right one.
'Cause, I think the best audition is to get out there and do it for yourself and let them see you, perform and everything. So that'll tell them
Def-
everything they need to know about, a new member of the band coming in.
yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
so you did say that you played some shows up until now, because I know we're getting out of this COVID, hopefully.
Mm.
So was there any like weird things that you seen or like a super fan doing something? I don't know. Do you have any like cool stories you can share with us being on the road?
Um, we have a super fan. Yeah, he turned up the second show. He saw us with like a huge Venues logo tattoo on his forearm, and was like, "Fuck, I can't." Oh, it was so much too much for me at the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't comprehend with that.
Mm.
I totally didn't know what to say, and yeah, stuff like that. One girl was standing right in the middle in front of the stage just to watch us do like set up our stuff for like half an hour, and I was like, it was so boring, but she was so hyped that she just could see us.
Mm.
um, yeah, that's awesome. That shows are coming back like slowly but surely. And for me, as I said, I never branched out of the local scene. I had the in this little runs we had I had the biggest shows in my life. Almost I went to Czech Republic for the first time in my life ever, just through playing guitar. So I'm totally fucking hyped at the time.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. 'Cause, music can do wonderful things for someone's being and soul. And I mean, maybe that girl had a really bad day, and she was so excited to see you perform live. She was like, "I'm
Mm,
gonna stay here and watch them set up."
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. We got one more question for you, if you don't mind.
Mm.
And I ask all my guests this. So, is there any one song that you can think of right now that when you hear it for the again, you can't tell anybody else about it how it makes you feel? Like it,
Where I
like it,
can't tell.
like you're unable to express the feeling that you have for that song.
Yeah, like my one of my favorite songs ever is like another Slipknot song, and I don't know the shape by Slipknot from the Iowa album.
Okay.
Um, the break, also the really heavy part in the middle of the song. Fuck, man, when the vocals kick in, I can't I can't sit still, and I can't hold anything back. No matter where I listen to the song, even it's in the train, in the car, in just walking around with my headphones, taking a little breath. No matter what, I almost every time
You,
totally freak out because it's so awesome. I can't take it and I can't explain it because it's a really basic part. It's just like a it's just really basic breakdown if you hear it now compared to all the deathcore stuff with it's getting more brutal and I don't know and I don't know what it is about that record, but I'm not alone with that opinion. I think with the Iowa record is just for some fucking reason it slaps so hard.
um, every Slipknot, well, every time I go on YouTube and it's always Iowa, Iowa, Iowa. That
Mm,
all the time. And I
yeah.
do like Iowa. Iowa's fantastic, but my go-to album is All Hope Is Gone. That's
Really?
yeah, yeah. A lot of people hate on her, and I don't know why. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe what's Corey Taylor's mask that they don't like. And 'cause they hated that mask.
Yeah.
What it
I,
was.
I really like the new one, the We Are Not Your Kind.
Oh yes, yes, and I got that on vinyl record too. So yeah,
Mm,
that's
nice,
yeah.
nice.
Um, so to everybody listening to this right now, you can go to venues. Let's see here, venues.bandcamp.com. They have that's their official site, I think. I I think y'all working on a website, right?
We have a website, but the best is you just go to the link in our bio at the time because we have a new record coming out, and there's everything hooked up you need to know about that. Um, just our Instagram page, Venues Official,
Yeah.
um, and the link in the bio will lead you to like the store for the pre-order. um, I think when this podcast comes out, it's already out. So
Yes.
um, at this time, it's probably widespread. I hope.
Yeah, I think it comes out on the 27th. Yes,
Yes,
August
yes.
27th when Solus, the new record, comes out. And two songs that everybody must hear is Why the Galley. It's amazing. And my favorite
Thank you.
song on the album so far, because you could only get like 4 songs right now. It's called Shifting Colors. That
Thank you so much. It's awesome.
kills it, dude. Yeah. So yeah. So we I do honestly thank you for coming on. And I know we tried to get on before, but life is life. So uh
Yeah, no problem.
yeah.
Thank
So
you so much for having me.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Oh, and please come back. Because we encourage everybody to come back after they go out and tour and see all the life. Life
Hmm.
aspect and just get that feeling back. So we deeply want you to come back anytime you want to.
Thank you so much. It would be awesome.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.